844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Four o'clock here in the Music City, so you know what time it is. Time for the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. So glad to be back here on the Nashville airwaves. Bruno Reagan, how are you doing today?
Shut up, dude.
Dude, look, for everybody out there, Bruno's coming in feeling...
Smells like poor people.
Yeah, Bruno's on a different verge today. He's on a different era right now because he's had a couple bets that have hit really high, and he's basically Scrooge McDuck right now.
Well, to you guys are broke. I'm up. They'll be like, yeah, why the afternoon stretch break up? Nah, they're broke. I'm up.
You just feel so good.
The price of the brick went up.
Well, let's put all your winnings on one bet.
No. I've already thought about it. No.
Considered. Pass. Shark Tank. For that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, I could really see how easy it is to lose it all because once you win it all, it's just all so dead to you. You're just like, let's just throw it on something else and see if it doubles, you know?
So are you doing good today, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Today's been all right.
Tuesday's kind of whatever.
Tuesday, isn't it? Devlin
can I get a bow?
Devlin McKenzie, how are you doing today?
I'm happy for Bruno. I am. I feel like I want to ride with whatever Bruno takes, but I feel like if I took it, it's not gonna hit.
Just don't say anything. You just can't say anything. You can't say. You can't agree. None of that. You just have to be a silent warrior, a stoic demon. Don't involve yourself at all, and then it will hit.
The fading Devlin McKenzie has been very prosperous.
I can't remember the last pick Devlin had that won.
Honestly.
But he needs to keep the tide because it works. I mean, last night, a parlay hits for Bruno. We're going to talk about Monday Night Football. If you want to get involved, we want to hear from you. 615-844-5600. The Cure hotline wide open. The parlay hits last night. Bruno's bets right here on this show. If you followed that parlay, you would have won a buku amount of bucks because it was $5 to win, what, 175?
170.
Yeah, 170. It was a plus 3,300 odds. And that's in correlation with the other bets that we've put out on this show that have just been this is not, I would say this is a quasi-betting show in a way because, you know, it's just how you talk about it now here in the state of Tennessee. You can sports gamble now. So it's everybody should really be talking about it more. But we're turning into a show that is making money.
This fall, we're up
big.
I don't even know how to put it into units, but for lack of a better term, I came into the fall with, I put 1,000 on Vandy for their win total.
Yeah.
And then I put 100 on Corey Sandhagen, and that $1,100 is now 4,900.
Yeah.
I'm on the cusp of 5,000 season right now.
Yeah.
It's absolute insanity.
So the last night, obviously, Monday Night Football, Cowboys-Giants, 23-16. If you didn't watch, Cowboys got the win.
It was so crazy.
Let's go through the Bruno's bets because we got to give your flowers for Bruno's bets because this stuff was, first off, everybody says this. This isn't a very original thing to say, but how the hell does Vegas do this?
Absolutely.
Put it on the absolute dime of right where things need to go across so many
numbers.
Yeah, it's insane.
And it just shows that there is value in those things. But let's start it off. I mean, Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown.
Felt very good about that.
If the Giants are going to score, it's going to be through Saquon.
Right.
And he's having a good season.
He's about to blow up even more, too, by the way. That fantasy stock is shooting through the moon right now.
I would sell him high, personally. But that's just me. Dallas Cowboys, plus 1.5. Felt really good about that one. I felt like the Giants were a fraud 2-0 team. So I took the Cowboys to Cooper Kupp. They've already taken down the AFC champs from last year. Saquon Barkley rushing over 76.5. And that was kind of carried on the back of one big rush. Saquon was having a good day receiving the ball, but rushing, I think he was at like 30-some yards. And I was like, oh, this is going to not hit. Breaks a big one, and I'm like, okay.
It's all you needed.
Yeah, we're instantly over. Daniel Jones, under 202. Came down to the wire.
I mean,
he needed 5 yards. 5 yards on it, and then he throws the pick to Trevon Diggs.
Just a terrible, like his receiver falls. And I'm guessing he was already in his throwing motion by the time the break was happening, so it just how it is. But the way, if you didn't see it, Trevon Diggs is all alone in the middle of the field and catches this interception. We're all in the group chat texting like this is going, like we're so close. I'm not paying attention in the game because I just didn't want to. It's just how it was. I knew if it got to close to where this was going to hit, Bruno was going to be texting us. So I started seeing Bruno, and so I started watching the game, and Daniel Jones, literally 5 yards. But even crazier than that was Cooper Rush, because that was the other part of this.
Cooper Rush had 210 throwing yards. His over was 12.5, so he needed 3 yards. And they get the ball, and they just run the ball for their timeouts, and they're on 3rd and 5.
Yep.
Cooper Cush.
3 minutes.
No, Cooper
Cooper Cash is what we're going to call him now.
Cooper Rush goes to hand off, and I'm like, oh, no. Pulls it. Play action. I was like, this is it. Rolls out. Tight end. Just tight end has about a yard space behind him, catches it for 2 yards, so he's at 212. We need a yard. He turns upfield for that last,
and he gets flipped. He gets flipped forward.
And it cashes. I was like, no way this catches. And that was before Daniel Jones.
That was before the Daniel Jones.
He had 17 yards to work with. Then he got like 1 first down. And
to Sterling Shepard, yeah.
And then, yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
Cooper Rush, no longer. He is Cooper Pass going forward. Because, the guy just gets the over. He's done it 2 weeks in a row now in his over yard.
Daniel Jones hits the under. It's simple. Daniel Jones is not thrown.
Daniel Jones, that one was, if he checks that ball down, because Saquon's open.
Yeah.
And Saquon's got about 10 yards from any defender, probably gets it out to about the 15-yard. That's done.
But they were on time. They had no timeouts. So he didn't want to check it down to the middle of the field.
Oh, my gosh. That was
and
such a good one.
And they needed the first down.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. How does Vegas do it?
Really. They must have supercomputers.
How do I do it? I've been waiting on a UFC card. It's been such a long time. They're doing
What was the last one?
They're doing
Feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, they're doing some. They did a pretty lame fight night recently, and they've been doing some Contender Series stuff. I think the next one is Islam and Oliveira.
Oh yeah. It's Abu Dhabi. Yeah, that is the next one. That's the 6th, I think. October 6th is the one that. No,
yeah, they have fight
October
night.
9th.
Mackenzie Dern versus
some
Chinese lady.
Yeah,
I cannot pronounce her last name.
Yeah.
Xiaonan. How would you pronounce that?
No, I don't know. I've already forgot how you spell. Yeah,
Yonan?
probably.
How it would be.
Yeah.
But absolutely, just very under the radar. They have
Nobody's going to watch that one.
And they have 280. That's their next pay-per-view is until October 22nd.
Really? Is it that long?
Yes. They have fight nights. They have a fight night on October 1st.
I didn't realize that was that long.
Fight night on the 15th, and then 280 is at the 22nd.
Dead period right now. But Monday Night Football last night, want to get into it. Any reactions from anybody? Once again, the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Outside of Bruno's bets, this game...
I have a take. Realistically, at what point do the Giants hire somebody to make Daniel Jones disappear? Like the Sopranos are like, we got to break this guy's legs.
I understand that rhetoric. But who does Daniel Jones have to throw to outside of Saquon Barkley? And really... Is Daboll just not going to just say, let's throw to Saquon 42 times a game?
Because Kadarius Toney is actually dealing with injury problems, I think.
Apparently.
So
or Daboll hates him, one of the two.
It's one of the two. Kenny Galladay he was like, I deserve the ball. And then they threw him the ball, and he drops every single one. So he's out.
Vanished.
Shepard's out for the season. Richie James is okay, but he's very undersized. He's more of a special teams guy.
Exactly.
Receiver.
He has nobody.
That's 4.
That's 4. That's literally his wide receiver 1 through 4.
That's abysmal.
And he has no more Evan Ingram there at the tight end spot. The options for Daniel Jones sucks. And it's not like he has tremendous pocket time either, because outside of Micah Parsons, who is just going to destroy any offensive line that he's going to see no matter what, he was running around for his head last night. It was crazy. He didn't know where to go with the ball. He couldn't throw it. You saw it. He would find time and create stuff in the backfield, but just couldn't do anything with it because all of his receivers suck.
Here's the current. I'm on ESPN looking up the depth chart right now. I was like, I wonder here's the depth chart. The starting Daniel Jones at QB, Saquon at wide receiver. Wide receiver 1, Richie James. Wide receiver 2, Wendell Robinson.
Yeah.
Who is who?
He was a first-round draft pick. He got injured.
Okay. And wide receiver 3, David Sills the 5th. Yeah. The other 4 were so bad it took the 5th one to be on the Giants.
Yeah, I know.
Who are these people? And then you got Darius Toney, Kenny Galladay in the back. That's insane. Darius Slayton, I guess he also.
Yeah, Slayton's still there.
Yeah.
Well, they just don't have great options.
They have
very bad options, and that's the real side where it's like, is Daniel Jones bad or is his options bad?
And you can't make any moves because Kenny Golladay is taking up $70 million by himself.
Oh, their future is. But you know really what the Giants are doing right now?
What?
Wasting Saquon's future.
Yeah, they were.
That's what it is. Because Saquon, 100% back right now. That guy is what we saw against the Titans here locally. And then onward so far, he is 100. He is playing back to full health Saquon, which is a dominant force in the NFL on the running back side. I think 100% he's back. I can't. I really don't understand. I don't know what to say about that. I don't think Daniel Jones is a great quarterback by any means, but I think if he had better options, he would be
sympathetic.
He would be a 12 to 16 guy.
Yeah, 16
in that range,
16 to 20. But
I think he would be somewhere around there. But he doesn't. He's not going to be in it because he has no one to throw to besides Barkley, and you just can't waste Barkley away by throwing the ball. But you really might want to if you're Daniel Jones.
Yeah,
because Barkley just does amazing things with it.
Just we had me and Kenny Golladay. We had the same exact stat line Monday night. He just got paid $700K. Yeah. We had the same exact stat.
And you got paid $175 on your bet.
Yeah, I got paid $175.
Dollars. That's it. Now looking on the other side
There's
of
so
it.
much. I mean, Giants, first of all, Giants Twitter, which is rapidly declining, is erupting against Kenny Golladay. They're
Oh,
like,
for sure.
You can get him for the very low price. Of please, just take him. Please. Somebody take him.
I think that the Cowboys, too, on the other side, I saw a local radio station in Dallas. They had Jerry Jones on, which I can't even imagine trying to get like Amy Adams Strunk on after a win or a loss or something like that. It's crazy that Jerry Jones is taking like local radio calls to talk about Dak Prescott. And that's what they were asking him. They were asking him, you have a bit of a quarterback problem right now because Dak eventually is going to come back, but Cooper Rush looks good.
First of all, no, he doesn't. But go ahead.
I mean, he does look good.
All right. Well, then we'll put your position out plainly. What do you think about it? A very plain position.
You have to have Dak be your starter because you need to at least give him a couple more games. But the ripcord needs to be there. You don't die. The boat does not sink with Dak Prescott. It doesn't sink with any player. You don't just lose games. If you're losing these games with Dak Prescott as your starter, then you're an idiot.
Okay, and I'll go. I think healthy competition is a real and great thing. When you're a guy like Dak, you need all the motivation you can because you've already gotten paid, all that, yada, yada. And Dak knows that, I think. I think he's like, okay, this guy's good, and there will be a discussion, and, everyone has pride, and he wants to be the face of the franchise. But if Cooper Rush throwing 200 yards each week is like, this guy is the savior, he should be starting, you're insane. You're insane. He's done exactly what his job, and he should be given a bonus. He should be given a bonus for winning these games because winning games as backups against not bad teams, the Giants were still 2-0. It's impressive, yes. But to say he should start over Dak you are insane. You're a crazy person.
I'm not saying he should start. I'm saying
not talking
when Dak
to you.
comes back.
I'm talking to people who do argue that.
But I do think there's more of an argument for Cooper Rush. Look at last night's game. That throw to CeeDee Lamb, that's an 80-yard touchdown. If CeeDee Lamb just simply catches a ball that is directly in his hands on the run. You can't do that any better. That throw was as perfect as you could possibly get it. And the explosion of Tony Pollard now for the Cowboys, they have a great defense.
I mean, this is just the age-old adage, man. Who's the most popular player on the team? The backup quarterback. And
yeah.
God forbid if they win a game, they are the most popular player. But you get what you want sometimes. I mean, I remember when everyone was calling for Justin Fields over Andy Dalton. I was one of them. Then you get what you wish for, and it's like, oh, wait a second.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's really not tough for me. If Cooper Rush was throwing for 350, then we could have a dialogue. But he's doing the bare minimum.
But he's winning. If Dak comes in and what would you rather have? A quarterback that throws for 400 yards and you lose, or a quarterback that throws for 200 and you win consistently?
I mean, if you could guarantee the win, but that's a
but
an invalid argument.
No, but I mean, it is a valid thought because Dak can do that for you. You might have a 350-yard game, but you'll lose.
Who are you willing to put your job on the line for? Cooper Rush or Dak Prescott?
I don't know.
If you're sitting in, yeah, you could say I don't know, but
it's not my job.
Yeah, but if it was your job and your paychecks relied on it, you would be like, this is stupid. Why am I even talking about this? You go on there, you lose 2 games in a row with Cooper Rush while Dak's on the bench and healthy. Everyone's going to call for your head. You lose 2 games in a row with Dak on the bench, or Dak on, he throws 250, but Cooper Rush is on the bench. People will at least be like, that's a reasonable thing. Of course you would have to play Dak.
Well, the rhetoric would be Cooper Rush needs to be back on the field. That's what would end up happening, that conversation.
But you would get a lot more sympathy than, hey, Dak's back and healthy. We're going to bench him for Cooper Rush. You lose 2 games. You're out. That's malpractice.
But see, one of the things that you just said there, when Dak's healthy, he's getting his stitches out this week or something like that. So it won't be this week. It'll probably next week he'll be back. What's healthy on that? Like if he's
Cooper Rush
hurt,
is hot, let Dak sit until he's comfortable.
Yeah,
that's why I think
that's fair. That's the medium.
Yeah,
that's the medium ground right there.
But Cooper Rush, eventually the magic does fade. It happens with Ryan Fitzpatrick every single season.
Yeah.
And when it does, you make that decision, and you got more than what you knew out of it, and pay Cooper Rush a little bit on the next contract. And that's how you reward him, but he did his job.
It's so funny you just mentioned Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm going to change up the gears here a little bit. Did you see this whole beef between him and Tom Brady?
Yeah.
This is insane.
It's the little things. No,
it's very much little things.
Well, this is where Tom Brady genuinely deserves criticism.
Yeah.
And I think Tom Brady, for all the good he is, good in terms of, respect. Like, you respect what he's done in the game all the years, the MVPs. But not showing, losing for the first time, and people will say that's why he's the ultimate competitor. I don't buy that.
What happened here for everybody? Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's been on half of the
AFC
NFL teams.
South. He's been on every AFC South team, and they've all beaten Brady. He's been on the Dolphins. They beat Brady.
And basically every AFC East besides the Pats, he's been on too as well. So what has happened is that Ryan Fitzpatrick, they had a bad, they were a bad team with, I believe it was the Jets is the one that started off with, and he finally got a chance to beat Brady, and they did beat him. They beat him late in the season. And after all these times that Brady has beat these teams and all that, Brady finally loses. He walks off the field and doesn't shake hands with Ryan Fitzpatrick. And Ryan Fitzpatrick from that day on was like, I hate this guy. I'm over it. And then from then on, it became every time they played a home game with whatever team Ryan Fitzpatrick was a part of, he was playing Brady. He was turned up to a whole new level. He said I had something else different in me because I wanted to beat this guy because of that very reason. And he did. He beat him with the Dolphins. He beat him with Jets.
Trash Jets team that I think that the Jets team was the one that took away Patriots home field advantage.
Yep.
They were trash, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to."
Oh, that was the Dolphins that year. But yes, that was. I mean, it was. He did these things, and he has a very much a ton of hatred towards Tom Brady. He's very open about it now because now he's an analyst, so he goes out and talks about these things. That's such an interesting story that has come out. I get it in a way, but in a certain way, it's like, do you really need to have your hand shook every time? Is it, there's a bit of a competitor side that I feel like I kind of understand it. You beat him. That should be all. You shouldn't need the now I beat you.
Well,
truly.
every time you beat Ryan went out there and faced the music. It all comes down to me, just accountability. Facing the music like a man. You take a bad loss, you look the other guy in the eye, you say, good game. And Tom Brady couldn't do it with this guy who he thought was lesser, but he's obviously not lesser. He beats you. And in a sense, it just proves a little bit of Brady's, he's not, he does have negative aspects of ego.
Yeah. Well, I think all your high, like Kobe Bryant did too. When Kobe Bryant would lose games and be like, oh man,
everyone loves to
lost.
ignore the bad of Kobe Bryant, which fair enough.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm saying Kobe did it too. Those kind of guys are the kind of guys that will do that to you.
Yeah, and that's why. And I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is valid in his
for sure.
hatred for him.
I think he is
because
too.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I would think about destroying you every second of the day. And
I beat you in fantasy this week. So is that the world that you're in right now with me?
No, not really.
Okay, good.
I have that.
No. Kayla has that trophy, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, it's one of those things, just like in House of the Dragon. It's a hidden truth.
What? 20 minutes into it today, Devlin. Mark
Say
that
it
one.
plainly. Who is the real champ? Say it plainly. Who is the real champ? Bungo hard.
All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, the Cure hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. We come back. We're going to look at Heisman Watch. A lot of Heisman odds going on right now. Who are the names that you should be looking at? Who are the names you think will be in? Let us know. We want to hear who you think should be getting the Heisman. 615-844-5600. Back after this here on the Afternoon Stretch.
Good afternoon. We've just picked up a crash from Murfreesboro Pike at Rural Hill Road that has traffic slow go as you're making your way into the Antioch area. Also, another crash with injuries, 2200 block of Hobson Pike, also in Antioch. 24 eastbound at Bell Road, slow go because of a minor crash. And 65 southbound at Wedgwood, also slow go at this time because of a minor crash. Please be very careful out there on your afternoon commute. Ripley's is hiring for all attractions in the Smoky Mountains. Apply online, Ripley's.com. That's Ripley's.com. I'm Charlie Saunier, and that's On Time Traffic.
My reason why is community.
My reason why is leadership.
My reason why is to inspire others.
Why do thousands of teenagers here in Tennessee participate in high school sports and activities?
My reason why is friendship.
Their reasons are as diverse as the students themselves. But the one thing they all share is the opportunity to have fun and learn important life lessons. Lessons like supporting their community, learning how to be a leader, and building lifelong friendships.
My reason why is defying expectations.
Is there a grade school or middle school student in your family? Then encourage them to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school.
My reason why is to make a change in the world.
This message presented by the NFHS and the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association.
Catch a wave and the amazing tastes of the tropics without ever leaving Nashville with the Hawaiian izakaya-styled offerings at the Hart Restaurant at Bento Living Chestnut Hill. Stop by for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and drinks Tuesday through Sunday, plus brunch on the weekend. Expect fresh, locally sourced, shareable plates, handcrafted cocktails, and of course, the Aloha vibes. To view the menu and make reservations, visit theheartnashville.com. That's the Hart Restaurant at Bento Living Chestnut Hill.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. Package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. Visit starleasing.com to learn more.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR Skyscan forecast. For this afternoon, sun's rays. The sun's rays coming down, a high of 76. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network. On Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Rick Bennett.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Call in now to the afternoon stretch, 615-844-5600, and be the most talented person on the show.
Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strag and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. We want to hear from you. Switching up the conversation, getting some college football talk, looking at some of the futures for the for college football. Heisman candidates right now, Bruno. I feel like it's changed dramatically from where we were week one to now where we are in college football season.
Outside of the top three, yes.
Yeah.
The top three have stayed the same.
So who right now, when you're looking at Heisman candidates, I want to bring up one name. Hendon Hooker for the Vols has taken, I think in the odds, has jumped crazily. Was plus 5,000, I think, at one point.
Now he's plus 1,600.
1,600 sitting at right now. It feels like he is creeping his way up, but is he creeping his way up enough with this Vols team? Is he going to have, I mean, it's still very early right now. But do you think he's still going to be able to do enough to really gain those votes?
Probably not. That's the sad story about it. His path to the Heisman is beating Alabama. It's the only way it will happen for him. Knock Bryce Young off. That would, and even then, he would still have to compete with the other two top three guys. But that's the only way a Hendon Hooker could achieve the Heisman. And he's a Heisman caliber player. Don't get it twisted with what I'm saying. But you know how the Heisman kind of follows storylines and these kind of stick to. And they'll show respect to people who develop throughout the season, like the Kansas quarterback is currently on the list right now, too. he just recently popped on the list with some votes. But don't get it twisted. There's 3 favorites this season, and even after last game, Hendon's still chasing them from behind.
So, Devlin, what are the odds right now where we're sitting for college football Heisman odds?
So right now we got C.J. Stroud in the lead at about plus 140.
Which you hate that.
Yeah, no, I can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, you think C.J. Stroud is
disgusting?
Yeah, he's overrated, right?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
hate the guy. No,
2 back-to-back.
love the Buckeyes. Love
Yeah, there we go. I was like, what?
He's a big Buckeyes
Yeah,
fan.
I know. I was genuinely lost. I was like, what's happening?
Sarcasm was just right over.
Bryce Young sitting in second, as I'm sure you guys can imagine, right around plus 350. Caleb Williams plus 600. Hendon Hooker in fourth plus 16, and Stetson Bennett moving up too at plus 1800. Those are your top 5.
Give you a guy that definitely isn't going to win is Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, well, I feel like you're kind of disqualified after throwing no touchdowns and a pick against Kent State.
Yep.
So you're out.
And even if he has been playing good, nobody's going to give him the chance to be a Heisman.
No.
That's really the real side of this. Talk about the most
it is.
vanilla pudding player in college football right now is Stetson Bennett.
He does some good things.
Hell, for sure.
Yeah.
Look, hey, vanilla pudding's good when you have no other pudding. Right?
Even sometimes I would still prefer vanilla pudding. Vanilla's underrated.
But when chocolate shows
kinda guy.
up, or maybe you get some butterscotch, maybe even lemon pudding. Every once in a while, you get that lemon pudding in there. You love it.
And then all of a sudden they throw in the Oreo strawberry twister, and you're just like, this is insane.
Exactly.
Oh, I would never eat vanilla again.
And then you can't imagine vanilla ever being your starting quarterback. That's the Stetson Bennett of that's probably the best. That's the most I think Stetson Bennett's been talked about on radio too.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I feel bad for the guy because national champ, and he is a good quarterback.
He's not bad, but he's not gonna move the needle enough for anybody in college football or any of these
But
voters.
deep down, he's like, what do I have to do to get respect? And it's like nothing, man.
See, it's like Hendon Hooker. You said beat Alabama. That's what you need to do. If he goes out and beats Alabama, Hendon Hooker right to the top. But if Stetson Bennett goes out and beats Alabama, then it's
mid.
Yeah, they're going to say the defense was great for Georgia. That's the rhetoric that'll instantly be talked about.
No, Stetson Bennett's going to have an uphill battle his entire career. So if they don't cut me from the USFL, I'm sure I'll see him in there. Let's see what happens.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah. We'll get you on the show, Stetson.
Yeah. Stetson will be big for the show whenever that happens. Then I'll get to play him that vanilla bit, and then it'll be tough. I want to throw another one out there, another name out there to see if this is going to move at all in any kind of meter for y'all. Sam Hartman, Wake Forest.
Nope.
You don't think that's going to have any movement on a deep shot?
Not over the top 3. It's not even. It just is what it is. You have to be in the initial top 3 to kind of get that recognition, and if the top 3 fail, then but nothing Sam Hartman can do on his end is going to make him catch Caleb, CJ, or Bryce. It's not going to happen. There's nothing he can do on his end. He needs all 3 of those to fail dramatically so that he can climb that rank. Sam Hartman isn't going to be a contender. He's a great player, not a contender for the Heisman.
What about Kansas's quarterback? We mentioned that, how he jumped up.
Deserves the votes just off the story.
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, the Heisman is a team award, man, and that team deserves that sort of recognition.
What is his odds? Do you have his odds right there on you?
3,000, excuse me.
Yeah, I've got him at a plus 2,500, so right around that range is where you're going to see him.
So a guy playing for Kansas is around Stetson Bennett level.
Yeah.
That's we're talking about the number 1 team in the country versus Kansas.
He's averaging 8.4 yards a carry and is completing 71% of his passes right now. So it's pretty insane.
But see, the rhetoric is this with the Big 12 and really anybody outside of any SEC Big 10. Well, look who he's playing, competition.
You throw 5 touchdowns
yada.
every single week, that's your path to jumping everybody. So go for it.
So you think that if he could continue
that's
that
what RG3
up?
did.
Yeah.
RG3 didn't go to the Natty. He didn't do, and he played in the Big 12, but he was putting up absolutely ridiculous numbers every single week to the point of he wasn't the favorite until like 9 or 12, I think. I think it was all Andrew Luck up until the tail end because he just kept having those kind of weeks. Yeah. So,
what about or for the top? Let's look at the top 3 now.
Yes.
On the top 3, this is where everybody's going to be mainly just staying out. C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Caleb Williams. Which of these do you see having any movement, whether it be positive or regression?
I think Caleb Williams is the first of the top 3 going out, if that makes any sense. right? I think he's the first of the top 3 that'll get passed up by either Hendon Hooker or Stetson Bennett or even Jalen Daniels, Kansas quarterback. I think Caleb is, and it's already showing in the odds. He's kind of backtracking. I think he got as high as 300 earlier in the season, and now he's at plus 600. So it is showing with the trends. They did have a tough game against Oregon State, came down to the absolute wire. Oregon State they're kind of like, and I hate to put my own alma mater on blast like that, but they were kind of like the Vanderbilt of 2 to 3 years ago in the pack. Like they're that bad. And USC just had a close game with them. So it's the same exact thing as Stetson Bennett having a 0 touchdown, 1 interception game against Kent State. That game kind of disqualified him on chances of passing up Bryce and CJ. It's not going to happen.
But do you think CJ is going to stay the leader in the house?
Yeah. He's back-to-back 5 touchdown weeks is pretty insane. So I think so. And there is also there's that thing that no one likes to talk about where Bryce Young already won it. So they're going to he's going to have to do something even more exceptional than last season to win it again, right?
Yeah.
There is that underlying thing of the Heisman I think no one talks about, a returning guy, how hard it is to win it again. Because you could have the same season or even a little better than your past Heisman season, but you won't get it.
A little weird, too, because the guy he's battling is Ohio State, and, of course, that's who put up I believe the only 2-time Heisman winner, Archie Griffin, came from Ohio State. So it's weird that's the world that we're in with Bryce Young right now. So now our resident Buckeye here inside of the group, I know a lot of Buckeye fans. My wife's family, all of them, they're all huge Buckeye fans. So I know how self-deprecating you guys can be when it comes to your program continuing success. So where do you think he's going to stay at plus 125 and still be the favorite, and then even come out and win it?
I think this is the year to do it. I think what Bruno was saying about going back-to-back, I think that's a very big part of it. I think if CJ and Bryce Young both have similar stats by the end of the season, I think CJ takes it.
Easy.
Yeah, I mean, CJ's just on a really good path right now. And the schedule, it's the same every year. I mean, if he keeps it up, it shouldn't be too difficult for him. He should be able to lock this one.
Yeah. Because you got Michigan, obviously, at some point coming up, but that's it.
Yeah, and the Big Ten Championship, obviously, is the more than likely Minnesota this year. Not too bad for Ohio State, I don't think. But yeah, Michigan's the main game. I mean, no matter what the odds are, no matter what the spread is, no matter what the ranking is, that's always the most competitive game Ohio State will have all season.
Yeah.
Depending on how he plays in that game is a huge part of those Heisman odds.
Isn't that funny, the rhetoric of that, too? Because Ohio State, they're obviously one of the best teams in the country. There's no denying that truth. But we're talking about the Big Ten where it's like nobody's really competition for the most part. Kansas right now in the Big 12, everybody's like, well, the Big 12 sucks. And Kansas is winning inside the Big 12 right now. So it's you can't be Ohio State in the Big 12, but you can be Ohio State in the Big 10. And then the SEC, it just doesn't matter. It's everybody's good all the time, and you got to play top level constantly.
Well, they say that until one of your best teams loses to Miami, or almost loses to Miami, and then Miami gets trounced by Middle Tennessee, and then it doesn't make sense anymore either.
Yeah.
And then that same team that almost lost to Miami also loses to a Sunbelt team, and it really doesn't make sense. So, Texas A&M, you need to get out of the league.
Is that who you boot?
Yeah.
Who do you replace them with?
Good question. Baylor.
Ooh, Baylor, really?
Love Baylor. Very biased. I got a good friend at Baylor.
See, that's not a pick, because if you
I love
boot A&M,
Texas, man. I love Texas. I think we need to just solidify our roots in there. SEC country, baby.
But A&M,
yeah, or maybe people aren't going to like this one. UCF over Florida State.
Over Florida State, over Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson. Come on, man.
That's who people are going to want to put.
Swallowed by the ocean. Disgusting.
You don't want Dabo? You don't want Dabo in here?
Dabo should be the first to go under the ocean. Dabo should be in Guantanamo, much less coaching the Clemson football team.
Dabo's on TikTok, and everybody know Coach Sween got that drip or whatever it is. This is weird TikTok that he did.
Dabo is just a person who got right place, right time, and is lucky enough to be upheld by the NCAA in some kind of weird. He's the Nick Saban of Clemson, which is a weird thing to say, but it's not like Nick Saban has any extreme coaching technique things or private. It's just you kind of, It's the same way America became a superpower. It's right place, right time. It all worked out. So Dabo's just, propped up by generations of generational quarterbacks back to back. You got Trevor Lawrence, who's finally having his coming out, but doing the NFL. You got Deshaun Watson. We all saw what he was. I'm praying on Dabo's downfall every day. This guy's a fraud.
All right, so now we looked at the Heisman odds. Let's look at the champion odds. Here's the FBS Championship odds right now on FanDuel. Remember, code TAS on your FanDuel app. Georgia still number 1, plus 175. Alabama plus 200. Ohio State plus 230. And then it's a huge drop off. Devlin was bringing this up in the in the break where we were talking about this stuff. Pregame in the show here, and we're like, all right, 1 through 3, fine, know where it is. 4, wide open market, and you can make a lot of money. Somebody's going to make a lot of money on these kind of odds right now.
Well, you make money if one of them win.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Somebody will.
Do you think
somebody will pick them?
All right, here's your top 3. Georgia Bulldogs plus 175.
Uh-huh.
Alabama Crimson Tide plus 200. Ohio State Buckeyes plus 230.
I said it weird. I meant to talk about, let's talk about the 4 getting in.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say. Not just champions. We'll talk about champions. The 4 getting in is what I'm wanting to talk about.
Okay.
I realize now why that sounded weird.
So you're on.
Who's the 4th team? That's what I want to look at. Who's the 4th team going to get in there? Let me be as open and honest in my communication here. Good. That's the team I want to talk about. Then we'll pick winners.
I understand because there's 3 that have heavy odds to get in, and then the 4th, someone is going to make money. You're right.
That's where I'm saying.
Someone is.
USC right now is plus 1,600. Clemson plus 1,800. Michigan plus 3,000. Utah plus 6,000, and then the Tennessee Vols plus 8,000. Who, look, that doesn't look like a bad choice right now.
The Tennessee Vols?
Yeah.
I think they are a bad choice simply because of the conference. They're going to have to play against Bama, and so that'll be a loss. So if they do somehow beat Georgia, they're going to have one loss between Alabama or Georgia. Hardly see them beating both. And if they do win one of those games and go to the SEC championship game, which they might not even do if they beat Bama and lose to Georgia. If they do get to that SEC championship game, that might be another loss. And we saw on defense how they matched up with Florida, which, let's be frank, is not a good team this season. So I don't see them being the 4th team in at all. Over a Penn State, who in a much easier conference, quote unquote easier. The Big Ten is easier by that much. It's not a huge difference, but I like their odds. In Tennessee, having to play Alabama as their consistent OOC every single season, that sucks. Georgia's in your conference, and then you have to play Alabama again in the championship game. That's just a recipe for disaster being a 4. But Penn State, they can get in as a 1 or 2 loss team, I think, pretty easily.
Plus 8,000 on that one as well. Devlin, where are you sitting with this?
So, yeah, my thoughts, if you want to take a positive odd team to make the playoffs, you've got your guaranteed 2 SEC teams in there. I don't think anybody's questioning that Georgia and Alabama are going to make it. That 4th spot, in my opinion, is just way too difficult to predict. I don't know how Clemson's going to finish. They had a rough game against
But it can't be a
Wake
3rd
Forest.
SEC team, can it? I don't think so.
No, it's not.
It can.
It can be.
It can happen.
I very, 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 very
Alabama could beat Tennessee. Look, this is just the world of it. Alabama could beat Tennessee regular season. Tennessee beat Georgia and then go to the SEC championship and beat Alabama. They're in, and Alabama's in too.
You're selling to the SEC truthers right now.
Oh, for sure. I'm just saying that is a path of least resistance, if you will, for that to
I don't
happen.
think the playoff committee will allow it. As unbiased, the playoff committee claims to be, they're the most
They're
biased
about to get bought out by the SEC anyway. What does it matter?
This is their last chance of autonomy then.
Yeah, I know.
So this is where they're going to try.
Or it's shut up and ship up. That's really what it is.
I'm big on Penn State.
Penn State's not bad.
Yeah, and a little bit on Michigan. I think they could sneak in there too.
Devlin, where were you at?
Yeah, so what I was saying was you have 2 SEC teams guaranteed to get in, and you have a guarantee. The Big Ten winner gets in.
Yes.
100%. What you don't know is what other conference winner is going to get in. So if you want to bet on a positive odd team, you want to take a team that's not Ohio State in the Big Ten. Minnesota's a good one at plus 1,400. Penn State's a good one. Michigan's a decent one too.
I've got Minnesota at plus 8,000.
Well, they're on the opposite side of the Big Ten. And they have the easiest route to the Big Ten championship because Big Ten West is absolutely awful, and Minnesota looks like a good team. They have the best shot to get it to the Big Ten championship, and if they are a good team and they do beat the Big Ten East winner, they're going to get into the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're 100% getting in. So if you're going to bet on a positive odd team, I think you bet on a team that's not Ohio State in the Big Ten.
What if Minnesota's undefeated and then they lose in their championship game?
They're not getting in.
They're not getting in.
The Big Ten winner gets in.
Yeah, I don't think they should get in.
That's tough. All right, we need to run to a break. If you have who you think's going to be that
Craven.
number 4, jump in. Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Back after this here on the Afternoon Stretch.
Good afternoon. We picked up a minor crash, 24 westbound of mile marker number 49. That's going to be right there near Nissan Stadium. 24 eastbound of mile marker number 55. That's going to be as you're trying to make your way towards the Nashville area. Murfreesboro Pike at Rural Hill Road also slowed because of a crash at this time. Please be very careful out there. Over Gatlinburg Restaurant Lounge is celebrating Oktoberfest September 23rd through October 31st with food, drinks, and music. Don't miss Oktoberfest this year at Over Gatlinburg. More details over gatlinburg.com. Charlie Saunier, On Time Traffic.
Douglas is a real Prevagen user and paid testimonialist.
My name is Douglas. I'm 79 and I live in Chicago. I'm a writer, director. I used to be a marathon runner. Now I'm a walker. In the kind of work that I do, you are surrounded by people who are all younger than you. Memory became a factor. As everyone gets older, where did I put my keys? But I had to get help to stay competitive. I happened across Prevagen, and I started taking it. I saw myself having an improved memory, which at the same time, I felt better about myself. I could not be doing what I'm doing today had it not been for Prevagen.
Prevagen, healthier brain, better life. Prevagen is available in stores everywhere. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who were cognitively normal or mildly impaired, this product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Klein Preston Law Group of Nashville is WNSR Nashville Sports Radio's title sponsor of the Atlanta Braves 2022 season. The Klein Preston Law Group has over 2 decades of experience with litigation and transactional practice. Their practice mainly focuses on business law, including business litigation, business structure, and international law. The Klein Preston Law Group has represented clients in the state and federal courts throughout Tennessee to the United States Supreme Court. For more information, go to their website at kleinprestonlaw.com. That's kleinprestonlaw.com.
Get all your NASCAR news every weekday right here on The Final Lap. Hey, it's Kerry Murphy, and tires were a major issue, as well as rain, lightning, thunder, and everything else at Texas Motor Speedway. Tyler Reddick grabs the win, another non-playoff driver. Up next is Talladega Superspeedway. So grab all the latest NASCAR news, race recaps, driver reviews, stats, and info every single weekday right here.
Hi, this is Tyler Reddick, and you're listening to The Final Lap.
Every single weekday right here.
The Afternoon Stretch, the show endorsed by News Channel 5's John Burton.
I got to make a correction. I was looking at the wrong odds a second ago. And this is why there was a weird conversation between all this while we were looking at college football playoff. Tennessee's not plus 8,000. They are plus 1,000 to get into the college football playoffs. They are plus 8,000 to win the national championship, which is now where I want to look at it, as I had the wrong button clicked on Fanduel, and I was looking at the wrong odds. National championship right now sits plus 175 for Georgia, plus 200 Alabama, plus 230 Ohio State, and then that is the sudden drop-off for national championship winning odds. USC plus 1,600, Clemson plus 1,800, Michigan plus 3,000, Utah plus 6,000, and Tennessee plus 8,000, and Penn State plus 8,000. Where are we at with national championship? Has that changed at all? Do we still feel like Georgia? I don't think Georgia's going to win the national championship.
I think it's going to be Ohio State, personally. I think this is Ohio State's year. This is me.
I think we're going to get Ohio State, Alabama.
I think Alabama is not as high of a level as it usually is. I think Bryce Young's still there, which is positive for them.
Right.
But I think all around their depth, or not even their depth, it's their receivers aren't the same level as what they've had in the past. Their O-line isn't the same level. I know that. I just don't think they're as good of a team as they usually are.
Who do you think's better, Georgia or Alabama right now?
Georgia.
Devlin?
That's a tough call. I mean, that's a really hard call. I would probably take Alabama just because I like Bryce Young more than I like Stetson Bennett. But I think if the odds are going to change in the top 3, it's Alabama and Georgia just flipping back and forth. I think Ohio State sits where they're at for the rest of the season.
I think Ohio State's going to walk in.
Oh yeah,
That's the real side. They're going to walk into the championship game.
You mean into the championship?
Yes.
Like the end?
Yes.
Nah, it's going to be a competitive game versus Georgia. That'll be how it ends.
If it's that, I
they
wonder
might
if
have
we're
to
going
play Georgia first. Yeah, it depends how SEC championship game goes.
If the funny thing is Tennessee could completely throw a wrench. If they could just win one of these against either one, that team is going to be the 3. Georgia or Alabama. And I get it. Hey, I get it. Tennessee is. I am a little bit. I'm having a little sip.
I just saw someone on Twitter say that Hendon Hooker has had his Heisman moment against Pitt. They're not ranked in the top 25. You people are delusional.
That's unfair to say it. That's his. Whoever that is dumb.
It's a lot of you guys. It's a lot of people saying it.
I don't think he's had his Heisman moment yet.
Yeah, guys.
And I think it's going to happen against one of those games.
He just beat Florida, a bad Florida team, for the 3rd time since 2004.
Yeah.
Relax.
I think there's going to be one in there because Tennessee has to have him beat.
I think
one of them.
I think they can be competitive any year. This is their chance to be competitive with Alabama.
Right.
But as far as like anything national championship, it is not happening with Tennessee this year. Not with that defense. It is not happening.
No, right. I think defense-wise, no, it's not going to happen. What I'm talking about, because we're talking about placement now in the college football playoffs, I think we're going to get a 1 and 3.
Not happening.
Going against each other with Alabama and Georgia in some form or fashion because Tennessee could cause that. That could happen. If Tennessee gets a win either one of them, that could 100% happen. Tennessee can just throw it all in because what other SEC team is going to beat any of these guys right now? I don't think anybody in the West is going to. I don't think Kentucky is. This is the best Kentucky has in football, period, right now. Their entire history. I don't think they're going to beat Georgia. But for some reason, it just
There's
feels
only one
like
way to find out. Throw the ball on the pitch, baby, or whatever they call it.
The field?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think, though, that's where I see that. And so for my championship, that's why I'm saying I think Ohio State's going to just walk in.
And
because they don't want another SEC championship / national championship.
And we haven't even discussed, like, at the end of it, the real wild card, Vanderbilt, they just came off Alabama. That's their last loss of the season. They run the table. Who knows where they could end up?
I was going to see if they have odds. Let me check real quick. No, they don't.
No shot they have odds.
Kansas plus 30,000 to win the national championship, though.
You take that, you're an idiot. You're straight up. I got some shirts I want to sell you. I got some life insurance you need to buy.
The lowest odds that are allowed right now, Florida, plus 100,000.
Yeah, that's another waste of money.
$1 to win $1,000.
Now you put it that way.
I mean, that's not bad.
That is bad.
That's bad. That's not going to happen.
I mean, just throw $1 out the window.
Yeah, you do it better.
You're in your car right now listening to us. Grab $1, throw it out the window.
That's betting.
You just bet on Florida.
So who do we think is going to win the national championship? That's what I was about. You're on Ohio State.
Go Buckeyes.
Devlin's Ohio State.
Well, cursed. You just cursed your favorite team.
Fade Devlin. That is a guarantee there.
Who are you going to fade him with?
Alabama.
Flip a coin on him.
God, not Alabama.
I'm going Alabama. I think Alabama's going to win. I'm keeping it for now. We're going to do this again in another 3 weeks to look and see what has changed from now till then. Because we did it before the season. Now we're going to do it here. I think Alabama's going to win. I still feel it. It feels like they're going to be battle hardened and tested to be able to beat Ohio State. And I think they're going to play Ohio State. Right now, too, you could take, I guess if you don't like Alabama, you could take Alabama versus the field. Minus 270 on the field, plus 200 with Alabama.
Ohio State.
So you're on the field. Ohio State is a good team. I do not think they beat an SEC team.
You're hungry.
Let me say this. These SEC. I'm not even an SEC guy.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I just see good football. That's all it is. I'm not like some. What team do I rep? Tell me, because I don't know. I don't rep any team.
The SEC.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
How? I hate Tennessee. Like, I actually don't like them at all.
I watched half of the Vanderbilt game. I watched Vanderbilt stop Alabama on 4th down like twice. I'm out of the Bama.
Did you watch them lose by 44 also? I mean, to Alabama, who cares? Did you watch Georgia get almost beat by Kent State?
Yeah, that's why I said Ohio State's going to win.
Alabama didn't look great against Texas.
I watched them. Yeah, I watched both those teams. That's why I'm like, Ohio State's real. You know who Ohio State put 5 touchdowns up on? Or CJ Stroud? Wisconsin. Not bad. Not bad. They control the ground. They control time of possession. And they still put up crazy numbers on them. I'm like, that's impressive. That's an impressive win.
We should do a little side bet right now.
Okay.
I don't know what. I'm thinking no money. I'm just thinking something. Because I'm taking Alabama. You're taking Ohio State. You're taking Ohio State, which should be a death sentence for you. But
sorry, I watched Alabama horns down Texas lose by 1 point. So, and they should have lost. That was a safety.
It's a win.
I mean, actually, it wasn't. That was a safety. He got called roughing the passer for throwing Bryce.
I don't want Alabama to win. Let me make this clear. I don't want Alabama to win because that's boring. I hate it. But I think they will.
You're lucky. They're not going to this season. I'm glad.
All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, who's your college football champion? Let us know. 615-844-5600. Cure hotline wide open here on the afternoon stretch.
Good afternoon. We picked up a crash with injuries, 3000 block of Whites Creek Pike. Also another crash with injuries, Murfreesboro Pike at Rural Hill Road out there on the interstates. We're seeing a lot of problems on Interstate 24 this afternoon. We've picked up 2 accidents now. Westbound at mile marker number 49. That's going to be over there by Nissan Stadium. And eastbound at mile marker number 55. That's going to be right by Harding Pike. So please be aware of that. Ripley's is hiring for all 10 attractions in Smoky Mountains. Apply online, Ripley's.com. That's Ripley's.com. I'm Charlie Saunier, and that's On Time Traffic.
NASCAR Xfinity Series race recap from Texas Motor Speedway. I'm Kerry Murphy. Noah Gragson continues his hot streak. 4th win in a row, 7th of the season.
Yeah, it's a great way to start off the playoffs. And really, it's not about me. It's about the people and everybody who's got a helping hand into our program and getting our Bass Pro Shop Camaros to the racetrack. It's a privilege to be able to race, not only in the Xfinity Series, but for a great team like the number 9 team. So just a privilege, just very grateful, and what a way to start off the playoffs on a high note. We've been working really, really hard, and the preparation has been going really good with Luke and the rest of the team. And we're just very excited and very confident right now and happy with where we're at. So staying out of trouble, being patient, that's kind of the name of the game for the playoffs. But we just need to keep on trying our best and being prepared when we show up, and just having a lot of fun right now.
All right, let's see here. Austin Hill finished 2nd, followed by Ty Gibbs, A.J. Allmendinger, and Riley Herbst rounds out the top 5. Up next in this round are Talladega and the Charlotte Road Course. Talladega this weekend, Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on USA. This is the final lap.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-838-4715 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-838-4715. That's 800-838-4715. What do you have to lose? Call 800-838-4715. Again, 800-838-4715.
Slim's Tender Mac Bowls are back. We start with a 3-cheese blend to make our delicious mac and top it with chopped hand-breaded tenders and Colby Jack cheese. Try the Tender Mac Bowl meal or the Buffalo Tender Mac Bowl meal, both served with Texas toast and a medium drink. But hurry, they're only around for a limited time. Download the Slim Chickens app to order and earn rewards.
The afternoon stretch. The best show. I don't know if I can say that, man. I'm going to move on to the next one.
The afternoon stretch, Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strag and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, the Cure Hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. Talking college football right now, college football playoffs, where we're at right now. What's the next big upset you feel like we're going to see in college football?
Let me go to my $2,000 Twitter machine.
I'm not allowed to say mine because Bruno's just going to say that I'm drinking the juice. So I'm not allowed to say what I think it's going to be.
Alabama. You think Tennessee's going to upset Alabama?
Them or Georgia?
Yeah, you're crazy. Not with that defense.
See, anyways. I'm not allowed to say it, Devlin. I'm being stifled right now.
I wanted to go back to that because I'm on a different board than you. Okay, so you think that Tennessee can beat either Alabama or Georgia and
One
make it
of
to the
them.
playoffs? I disagree. I think that they can lose to Alabama. They would have to beat Georgia. What is that, the SEC East, correct?
Well, I'm just talking about upsets in general right
okay,
now.
yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. We're not talking about the getting into the college football playoff.
In general,
or
I
anything
think
like that.
Tennessee loses both those games.
So I'm being stifled by you too now.
Sorry, man.
See, you two are people that shut people down in conversations, and that's not what free flow thought should be.
I don't believe in free flow thought. I don't believe in the First Amendment. I'm very much a totalitarian, and I want to be at the top. It's just truth.
You're just gonna judo chop anybody all the way up there.
100%. I care little for democracy. I care little for your opinion. I don't think all opinions are equal. I think some should be shunned and banned. That's the truth. Any that disagree with me should be
Are part of the banned and shun group.
They
Yeah.
will be a part of the banned and shun group.
So I'm shunned. So that's where we're at now. So what's your next upset you see happening?
Vanderbilt beats Ole Miss.
I don't know about that
I'm running away.
one. For anybody who wasn't watching, Bruno ran away off the mic after he said that.
Yeah, you're probably looking for which is the next top team to fall. I don't know.
No, that's a huge upset though. If Vandy beats Ole Miss, because look, Lane Kiffin already feels like he's got one foot out the door. Did you see he was tirading the fans?
No.
You didn't see that in a press conference?
What happened?
They just didn't. They let. It's a classic college football. It was. I think the fans left after the second quarter or something like that. Yeah,
it happens everywhere.
And he went on a press conference. And he was like, our fans just don't want to hang out and watch the game. They don't care if we're here. Why do we care? That's literally what he said.
Yeah, no. So I'm calling it Vanderbilt. I think they sneak Ole Miss. Ole Miss has had close games against Troy and Tulsa. So no, I'm.
Did you see their Real Tree jerseys they have coming out? Ole Miss's. So it's the first time a non-brand, non-helmet brand has been ever issued on a helmet or a jersey or anything like that. It's like an outside advertiser in college football. And it's Real Tree, the hunting group. Those jerseys are so sick. I mean, that is one thing. I need to buy one.
Yeah, I never cared much for jerseys.
I love them. They look good. Those Ole Miss ones look good. I gotta say, Ole Miss, they're one thing they do right. Their jerseys always look great.
I like the powders.
Yeah, the powders are amazing. All right, first hour's done. Got a whole second hour coming up. Don't go anywhere.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News. I'm Derek Dennis. Hurricane Ian is on the move, and so are thousands of residents in Florida.
Mandatory evacuation has been ordered.
Police roaming streets in Bradenton near Tampa, ordering evacuations at a mobile home park. The storm is expected to make landfall along Florida's southwest coast tomorrow. A new drug battle against fentanyl. Attorney General Merrick Garland and the DEA administrator announcing a major nationwide sting has uncovered millions of illegal fake fentanyl pills and powder. The investigations took place in more than 230 cities from May to September.
Over the course of these investigations, we seized over 10 million fake pills and 982 pounds of fentanyl powder across all 50 states.
Garland says many of the investigations led back to a few prominent Mexican cartels. Today is the last day for the contested referendums in Russian-occupied regions of Ukraine. This is ABC News.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I hate the struggle of tough, greasy messes on my stovetop. So I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just freak,
wipe,
done.
I'm Dr. Stork. Doesn't your family deserve the best? Eggland's Best Eggs. Classic, cage-free, and organic give you and your family more. More delicious, farm-fresh taste, plus superior nutrition. Compared to ordinary eggs, Eggland's Best provides 6 times more vitamin D, 10 times more vitamin E, and 25% less saturated fat. These are no ordinary times, so why choose an ordinary egg? Only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Austin Hardy is your go-to agent in the Middle Tennessee community for the service you desire at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Austin Hardy has you covered. Call 615-810-9999 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
Mickey Yates is here, ladies and gentlemen.
As a fan of both of the men, this is the place to be. Do you want to know about sports? This is the place to be. Listen to John and Greg. This is it.
Wow, that was awesome.
I quit.
Yeah, I'm done. That's a mic drop.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Okay, it's happening.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
Everybody stay calm. Stay calm.
Let's take some calls from the public, shall we?
Join the afternoon stretch now on the Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Now here's Bruno and Zach.
Second hour of the afternoon stretch here on Nashville Sports Radio. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. If you want to get involved, we want to hear from you. 615-844-5600. The Cure hotline wide open today here till 6 o'clock. Actually, we're going to be here just a little bit till 5:48 because Braves baseball will take over at 5:50. So slightly altered show.
Now we're getting our First Amendment is being trampled upon,
and it's all your fault, Bruno.
That's my hope. One day is I get us canceled, but I play off enough so that I can create a career out of it. Because there's always the opposition, whatever I get canceled for. You just kind of get stuck in Neverland. That'd be hilarious to me. It's kind of
it's weird. He's like we're co-hosts together, and it's like I'm being attacked on my own show.
Not attacking you. I'm telling you what I would think would be cool to happen.
This isn't a new thing.
Doesn't that seem attacking, though? Wouldn't you say that's an attack?
You can argue it.
Like, you're on my side. Bruno's not on my side.
What would you prefer? Would you prefer me to do this and not tell you so you at least don't have a heads up? I feel like I'm doing a favor to you.
There's part of me that says just wants you not to do it at all and not plan on my downfall.
Come on. Well, it's both of our downfalls. I just rebound.
Yeah, you're hoping you rebound.
Yeah. Well, and even if I don't, it's like, well, then I guess I just do
the day that happens, the first thing I do is tell Twitter, you need to revoke this guy immediately from his verification, and then Instagram as well. Which I think they'll listen to that. They don't listen to me the other way, but I think they'll listen to that.
I've had my time in the sun being verified. I think it's I think I could do without.
It's all right now.
Well, if totally honest, if I lost my verifications and just didn't have this entertainment trying to build a personality or brand, I would just delete the social media probably. Probably the best.
Yeah, but where else would you get your humor? Because all your humor is
I
based
didn't say
on that.
TikTok. Excuse me.
You're not verified on TikTok.
I would still be on there.
See, that's if you go to wherever, USFL, XFL, whatever you do next, whatever happens. If that happens, you need to try to get verified on TikTok.
The doctor, that could also be the next thing.
Yeah. The fan control football league.
Yeah, well, where's the human like testosterone therapy center? I want to go there. Where is the steroid center?
A million places.
I want to go to those. I want to go to those. I want to look like a WWE superstar. I think that'd be cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See, we messed up. Not getting when SummerSlam was here and not getting in front of Triple H with my plan and my idea.
Yeah.
That idea was gonna hit.
You're like, I don't want to get canceled, and then you come up with that idea. Did you even tell everyone on air what it was?
No. But they're PG-13 now. They would have went for it.
You can't tell that. Not during the middle of Hispanic Heritage Month. You can't tell that plan.
It was never anything racist or anything.
It's pretty bad.
It was not that bad.
I thought it was good.
It was for a wrestling angle. That's what it was going to be for a shoot, as they would say. Or sorry, a work. A shoot is a real thing. A work. It would have worked really well.
I think so. No, I liked it. I liked it. That's a bad thing.
We get to put a mask on you.
Yeah.
You got to be like, a luchador, but it was like this crazy giant.
We could have done something so funny, but instead of speaking Spanish the entire time, I'm just speaking like Italian and So that way it's a very niche meta joke. Like, that's my humor.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what would have worked. It would have worked very well. And then I just come out suspenders. Well,
see, now we're treading some deep water.
That would have been great. It would have been great. WWE, because they're kind of in that world. I think they're doing it right now. They're doing a work kind of like that too, which is annoying. That I had the idea and it was like, this would have worked, and then you just would have had to really been okay with doing like backflips and stuff off the top rope.
Yeah, I liked it better when WWE homegrown their talent instead of just getting a Logan Paul and getting a Pat McAfee. Personally, that was my favorite era of WWE. Like, let the creativity flow instead of bringing already created brands into the show. That's just me.
Yeah, but also that's everybody right now, right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because Pat McAfee is
everywhere.
He went to WWE, and now ESPN was like, we need you. Come do College Game Day. And I mean, it's literally like, if you're a corporation struggling, just call Pat McAfee. And now he's doing... did you see it was announced last night during the Monday Night Football? He's doing on the Manning Cast. He's going to be doing a college version of the Manning Cast. For certain games on primetime during Saturday night.
I enjoy Pat McAfee, and for all intents and purposes, he seems like a good dude that's just doing good work, and that's something to be commendable about. I could care less about a Pat McAfee college football broadcast. The Mannings, they're great. They really are. I don't see Pat. And who's he going to do it with? You need to have chemistry.
I think he's doing it with his guys, like what he does his show with.
Oh, okay.
I think it's because it's college something, college primetime with the Pat McAfee show. So I think it might be Hawk and
I think Pat McAfee, dude, listen.
If they let him cuss,
dude's made enough money to the point where I can say this and he shouldn't get offended. I think Pat McAfee is akin to a Jack Harlow era where everyone's gonna look back and be like, why was he so popular? I think that's what's gonna happen.
I really think it is right because of where we are in this business, and I'm including us in this, but we're on the bottom of the totem pole.
Fair enough.
But in this business, there's so much fake, annoying takes nowadays that you could tell if a guy is. Yes. There's
people underestimate the consumer.
Yes,
too much.
That people know. Okay, they're just coming out here trying to do a bit. They're doing a bit to say, "Oh, I hate this guy. I hate Ryan Tannehill because I know he's bad." Blah blah blah. And then trying to stir. They can tell when people like Skip Baylesses and those kind of people in the world that are trying to stir the pot, and they know people who are the other side of that as well. That it's like they're craving originality, and that's what I think Pat McAfee gives you. It's not like he does anything super well. He's just super him. He's himself. He's like somebody you would go and have a fun drink with at a bar. Yeah. A good hang. And for some reason, he is a lightning bolt of social media and attention, which in a world right now that there's nothing. You go back to sports back when there was 5 channels on the television, and you watch you would have play-by-play guys who were everyone knew them by name and knew them by heart and knew what they did and knew their cadences and knew their. Nowadays, though, that's out. Like, that world is changing. You know, Al Michaels is, and I guess Joe Buck are like the last of a dying breed where people care anything about play-by-play guys the way they did nationally for so long.
Yeah.
You know, Tony Romo is one of the top ones now, and that's just because he guesses the play and knows the game very well. They just got a guy who's good on the mic and knows the game, and he's able to do that. But it's not the same of like broadcasters coming up now. I think guys like Pat McAfee are just so original and different. He's not edgy. It's not like he's coming out with some crazy take or something. He's got good connections with good interviews, and he's a fun guy to talk to and a fun guy to listen to.
And here's the thing is, in the next 5 to 10 years, everyone's going to try and copy what Pat McAfee is doing.
Yes.
But the real game is to try and get ahead of that and develop your own brand in the next 5 to 10 years. And then when everyone has the Pat McAfee clones, then you're different from a la
But
Pat
see, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, one of the highest paid guys in the world who's on this very station, Jim Rome. Jim Rome is one of the highest paid sports analysts, broadcasters, whatever you want to say, in the business. But you don't see Jim Rome trending anywhere. Every day.
Do you think it's akin to offensive tackle getting his mega contract and then just
yeah, essentially. It really is. And I'm not saying anything bad about Jim Rome's great.
Yeah.
His show is his
show is still good.
It's amazing.
No, we listened to it and it's still good.
It's still good, but it's just it's not like that move like, oh, Jim Rome is on CBS Sports for NFL. It's like that doesn't move. But when Pat McAfee shows up on ESPN College Game Day, it is immediately top trending story. Anything he's doing on a show that day, he knows the algorithm to get attention, and he does a great job with it. Because it's not like, once again, it's not like his show is like doing anything that's so wildly different. You know, it's just, and I think people are now trying, like, even you said like in a few years people are trying to copy him. I think people now are trying to copy Pat McAfee. I mean, how many players are starting podcasts now? Like crazy. Yeah. It is wild how many podcasts.
Hey, and I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of advertisers. There's not enough to sustain everyone doing this forever.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because it's just it's insane. So I think that I don't even know how we got on this really, but it's something with Pat McAfee. He is everywhere now.
It's very valid conversation because in these decisions, it's crazy how fast they're happening. He has some executive connections because these decisions like these, it takes sometimes like months, I feel like, to like go through checks and balance, whatever. People are like, Pat McAfee, get him on game day next week.
Yep.
Could you imagine doing game day next week? Just you get called up, like you're thinking of segments and all that. Like they're just like show up and do it.
Yeah.
Be electric.
And it's not, and they're doing it like, it's like the weird time. It's not like they're playing this for the past 2 months. You know, and we're like, all right, we need to get. They probably are. This is happening. These conversations are happening within a week, probably.
Yeah.
You know, for them to do these sort of things because of the world that we're in with how sports streaming is moving. That even ESPN, who is Disney, has all the money in the world. They're going to have to compete and figure out how to get different programming that is going to compete with what Apple TV is going to be doing, what Prime's already doing.
That's the craziest thing is Apple and Amazon, they could kill ESPN if they wanted to right now. But it's actually healthier.
I don't know because Disney's there. Disney's got the ESPN backing. Or sorry, ESPN has the Disney backing. But they could crush it with programming right away. Disney would have to focus hard. You know, they'd be like, all right, taking some of the money away from Marvel here. Yeah. You know, like let's take I don't know, $500 million away from Marvel and throw it into this.
And that's another decision conversation is how does money of that much like value move?
Yeah,
because I have no idea.
It's insane. But especially the programs like some of what you see on TV, your local channels, things like that. Like they're not going to be having sports anymore. You know, it's a Thursday night game. Thursday night game was on Fox for so long. That's not happening anymore. You have to have the Prime Video.
I'll offer you this question, and we can maybe start to wrap up the segment on this. Do you think sports is becoming more niche than ever before?
No, I think sports is becoming more mainstream.
So you think it's growing?
Yeah, because sports was already was niche.
But look at I don't know. But look at like when we were kids. Like I felt like it was like the national, like the media share was dominated by ESPN and sports. Like, they had a much more of a foothold over entertainment and politics.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sports are losing that more than they're gaining it.
I think it's just becoming more of a, you don't have to listen to certain shows, watch certain channels anymore, like with things like Pat McAfee, where you're on YouTube watching it now. You know, and even he has crossovers of...
And I mean, you want to talk about market share. Sports has very little in
very
comparison
little
to gaming and entertainment on YouTube. Stuff like that.
Well, even in radio or TV. You know, that's just the real...
Yeah, it's always crazy. There is...
Sports is niche.
Yeah,
sports is niche. That's just a true side of it. But I think it is crossing over to more mainstream, as you know, especially where you get relevance of celebrity boxing and different things like that, where it's people are wanting to focus to these things because it's, you know, Floyd Mayweather's about to just signed a deal to fight a YouTuber, and this is his second one.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the best. We will go back in history and say he is one of the best pound-for-pound boxers in the history of that sport. And his biggest pay-per-views are against guys who are not boxers. Conor McGregor, that was at least in a fighting sport. But then Logan Paul, and then now Deji.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly. It's KSI's brother. That's who it is. And some people are like, who's KSI? Exactly. Like, that's the word. I think
someone a lot of 13 to 17-year-olds now.
Yes, and he has probably, I don't know, 100 million subscribers on YouTube or something crazy.
100 million. That's more than, like, most of the Western world's countries, like, populations.
It's
Subscribe
insane.
to him. Audience. It's that
all over the world, too.
Inconceivable.
But that's
and
where
Google.
world is.
And one day Google's going to get into sports.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
YouTube, they're killing Twitch, and after they kill Twitch, they're going to get into sports, and they're going to start taking a little bit from Amazon and Apple.
It's also,
that's us.
Yeah. Devlin, you're of the younger generation than Bruno and I even. How do you consume sports? Like, how
illegally.
do you watch?
I don't even have... I don't have cable.
This economy? See?
Sunday night I use Peacock. Thursday night I use Amazon, if I can spit my words out correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
So you don't watch any of the local programming, local news? Because, like, Paramount is CBS. Right. So Paramount has... You can watch your local, like, Channel 5 here in Nashville. You can watch that on Paramount. Mm-hmm. And that's how they're even... I mean, if you're driving around Nashville, you can see them advertising, like, watch your local game on Paramount Plus, you know, like that's so you're watching all just streaming.
Pretty much, for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, you can throw a paperclip in your TV and get a couple cable channels.
Get the local channels,
yeah. That's really about it.
Yeah.
I'm not buying DirecTV.
Yeah.
Or any of those.
Which is DirecTV is being held on by a thread with AT&T. That's going to eventually go as well. But the way you watch sports, I mean, it's just like how much of it is on your phone now?
Oh, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's so different. And I think that's why guys like Pat McAfee and different people, why they just have to find somebody to just get into these games. And it's even more like, I don't watch the Monday Night Football broadcast. I do not watch it. And it's not anything with Joe Buck or Troy Aikman. I didn't watch it beforehand when it was Mark Levy and or Steve Levy and whoever. I can't even remember who else was there last year.
If we were smart, or if this is something I could do, we should like just take good segments we have and just upload them to YouTube, because that's the real discovery, right? That's how even more so than TikTok, like a good, like just 5-10 minute segment. And it comes to a point where how many people are going to sit down and listen to a 2-hour show we have? Not very many people. That's a long time commitment.
2 hours straight.
Yeah, 2 hours straight.
How many people do that anywhere? For any, not even just,
not
just a
that's
show.
The truth of it, yeah.
Watching like you'll do that, you'll binge Netflix, but then you won't watch a show for 8 months, and then you'll come back and binge. You know what I mean?
So
everything's on demand now.
There's value where we do it for a niche amount of people that would like to just sit and have a 2-hour conversation. But the real thing is people want to see something. They might care about 15 minutes of what we talk about, and that's it. We need to get on that and separate that.
Well, what you're talking about is attention span. I mean, McAfee does a 3-hour show.
No one listens to that show.
Nobody listens the whole way through. But what they do is they watch his little clips of Aaron Rodgers saying one thing about Mike Vrabel, you know, and then that goes around the whole, you know, and even their show, you watch them, they just pull out clips the whole time, and that's all their Twitter and Instagram, everything is just clips.
I'm guilty of that.
Highlights.
Yeah, I don't watch Pat McAfee show, but when he has Joe Burrow or some guest I'll watch that segment, and that's all.
Exactly. Nick on Twitter says he watches us every day.
Yeah, no, there's the Nick out there of the world.
He does.
But I'm just saying, like
He's talking about us. He watches us.
Imagine a show
single
like
day.
Jim Rome. How popular, mega, how much bigger.
I bet
Jim
you
Rome-
his followers do listen to a show the whole time.
Yeah, but how many?
It's an older generation,
I'm
I
gonna
bet,
say
though.
200 at most. Watch his show from start to finish.
No, more than that. Well, much, I would say on a percentage basis, I'd go maybe 40%. I mean, the guy's on like 800 stations.
And even more so of a degree in my argument that people listen to a portion and then stop.
No, I agree. I think that's 100%. That is a truth. That's the truth. People it's just it's not even like whether they may like it or not like it, but it's just they pop in and out because they got a phone call or they're going to go somewhere or whatever. There's a million different things.
We need to start our own YouTube channel. And that could be something I should probably handle.
Yeah, probably. All right, we need to run to a break. That was a deep conversation about the business side of this business.
I mean, that was basically an off-air conversation that we just had on air.
Yeah, basically. That's not, I mean, it's interesting though to watch how this. I don't think people understand how much there goes behind these things. It's easy to come on and just talk sports. I guess. I mean, I know some people love it. That's just all they want. There's literal junkies out there for it. But there's a real business to the side. And the way, once again, we've talked about this multiple times. The way you're watching and consume this stuff is changing dramatically. In the next 10 years, it's completely different than when it's been what it is right now.
I hope so. Get Red Zone ticket off of DirecTV. Change that.
Yeah, that's happening next year.
Start there.
Next year, that's going to happen for sure. All right, we need to run to a break. If you want to jump in, Cure Hotline wide open, 615-844-5600. When we return, we're going to look at futures for the NFL now. We did it with the college football. Now we're going to look at MVP, where we believe the Super Bowl is going, where we're sitting right now currently going into week 4 of the NFL. I want you to jump in, though. 615-844-5600.
Good afternoon. Still dealing with multiple problems out there along Interstate 24. Eastbound mile marker number 55, westbound mile marker number 49. Those are crashes that are causing problems. Murfreesboro Pike at Rural Hill Road should be in the clearing stages here very soon. Seeing very heavy volume along Interstate 40 as you're making your way out of downtown Nashville into the Donaldson area past the airport and out towards Mount Juliet. So again, be very careful on your afternoon commute. Ripley's is hiring for all 10 attractions in the Smoky Mountains. Apply online, Ripley's.com. That's Ripley's.com. I'm Charlie Saunier, and that's On Time Traffic.
Nashville's first curling venue is here at T-Line Nashville. Come check out T-Line Nashville and experience the world's fastest growing winter sport today. Curling is a fun and simple sport that's a perfect outing for friends, corporate events, families, or parties. T-Line also has classic bowling and modern bowling mini games. With over 20 HD TVs, you can come watch your favorite teams and some of the best food and drinks here in Nashville in the large bar and grill area. They also have an outdoor area with a fire pit, and you can't forget the live music. T-Line Nashville is a one-stop shop for a great night out. Located at 106 Duluth Avenue and online at tlinenash.com. You can book your party now or give them a call at 615-439-1024. That's 615-439-1024. And make sure you give them a follow on Instagram and Facebook at T-Line Nash for all the news, events, and updates. T-Line Nashville. Nashville's first curling venue is here.
Are you in trouble with the IRS? Detaxify is the trusted tax relief solution that has an A+ rating with the BBB, 5-star rating from Google, and specializes in the IRS Fresh Start program.
If you have years of unfiled back tax returns or owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, the government has the power to garnish your wages, freeze your bank account, and in some cases, they can now revoke your passport. This is John Zandy, president of Detaxify. Detaxify specializes in the Fresh Start program, where we help struggling taxpayers get out of collections or settle their tax debt. If you're being audited or dealing with threatening letters from the government, you may need professional tax relief representation. My team at Detaxify can stop the tax collectors and stop the threatening letters from the IRS or state. Call me now for a free consultation.
Call now, 800-601-7780. That's 800-601-7780. Detaxify offers a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Call now, 800-601-7780. 800-601-7780.
Habit Inspected Property Solutions is on the air saluting the brave men and women of our U.S. military. Their tireless efforts should never go unnoticed. This proud salute is brought to you by Habit Inspected Property Solutions, veteran-owned and operated for all your general home inspection needs. Call 615-527-8113. That's 615-527-8113. Habit Inspected Property Solutions. They're people who care.
Jim Rome is here weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
The SEC is for closers, and there's only one way to survive in the SEC, ABC. A always, B, B, C, closing, always be closing.
A, B, C. A always, B, B, C, closing. Always be closing.
Jim Rome, 11 to 2 on Nashville's original sports radio, WNSR.
Follow the afternoon stretch on Twitter at Bruno Reagan and Zachariah W. Really, man? You want that? I'm not spelling that out.
Welcome back. The afternoon stretch. Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here. Real sports talk happening here on Nashville Sports Radio. If you want to jump in, Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Breaking news that came out while we were on the air a couple days ago, now getting a little bit more clarification on what's happening here. Myles Garrett had the one-car wreck, of course, defensive end for the Cleveland Browns. It is now his injuries are suffered a shoulder sprain and bicep strain. So what's the difference between a sprain and a strain? I'm not really sure. It's just S&P.
I feel like sprain is way different than a strain. Or when I say different, worse. I feel like sprain is worse than a strain.
And in addition, he also has lacerations. So he got cut up a bunch in this wreck, which once again, it was a one-car wreck. And that photo of the wreck was the wreck. It was his wreck on there. It's a Porsche that he was driving.
It looked bad? Oh, his insurance is like, what? Because his argument was he swerved to not hit an animal.
Yeah.
So his insurance, I know, is just like, hit it. Hit the animal.
How he was able to physically get into this Porsche is, I mean, crazy. The wreck, I don't know, it was bad, obviously. The car is total, I believe, but yeah, it wasn't as terrible as you would expect. But right now, for the Browns and Falcons game, it's still TBD. They don't know. They don't know if he's going to play or not. I would assume probably not going to play against the Falcons, which is very good news for Marcus Mariota. Yeah. So there you go. Take that however you want. I want to look at odds. We did this for college football in the first hour. I want to do it in the second hour now. Remember, we got Braves baseball coming up here tonight, 5:50. So our show will be ending a smidgen early. But if you want to get involved, Cure Hotline, 615-844-5600. Give us your odds where you believe it's going to go right now. So for Super Bowl, or Shirley, let's go with divisions first here. I think the odds have changed for us, but maybe not so much the Vegas lines as a whole. Buffalo Bills still the favorite in the AFC East to win that division, even though they lost to Miami. Miami's plus 210 to win their division right now.
I don't know if I like that over the Bills. I wouldn't touch that just because Bills-Miami is going to be close all season. I wouldn't touch that. There's no definite there's just no upside to that bet.
Devlin?
I think the Bills are still a safe pick.
Still keeping Bills?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're not going to go through all of these teams because there's just some that are pretty sure and some are they're not. AFC North, Baltimore Ravens are the minus 120 favorites. Cincinnati Bengals plus 290. Cleveland plus 340.
I think Ravens are shooing for this division, their division to win this year.
Yeah. Does that hurt for you being the Cleveland person in the room?
Cleveland's not going. I'm not hurt by that. Cleveland's terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm not going Ravens.
Oh.
To all my Bengals fans listening, I'm still betting on Burrow. I like the Bengals.
That's
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. It's like if they get back into form, they did it last year. So, but the Ravens, I'm still taking the Ravens right now. AFC South here locally, the Colts are plus 110 favorites. The Jacksonville Jaguars plus 220, and your Tennessee Titans plus 260.
Avoid the Titans like the plague. That is not enough. If they were plus 400, I would consider it, but plus 260 is not enough for the holes that we've seen on this team. I think Jacksonville is your safest play if you do. I like the AFC South for betting because I think Jacksonville is a bit of a heads-up play over the Colts right now. That's just me.
There's no like way the Colts win the AFC South, right?
Yeah, there is.
I don't see it.
It's called they beat the Titans, and then they take one off the Jags.
What about you? Where are you at, Devlin?
I like the Jags. I like Doug Peterson. I'll take
crazy
it for Coach of the Year, too.
We're week 3. We are week 3 into this. And the Jags already are starting to sway people. I mean, they look good. Don't get me wrong.
You want to know who they looked best against? The Colts. Made me a lot of money on that game. That was an insane game.
Nick on Twitter saying he's rocking with the Jags as well now. And all right, we'll see. I'm still keeping the Titans faithful.
His lock of the week last week was Jags against the Chargers.
Yep.
He nailed him.
Nailed it. I'm taking the Titans. Actually, I might drop something on the Titans for that plus 260 just because it feels so nice. AFC West, we all thought for sure this was going to be close. And it feels like now the Chiefs are sprinting away. Even though they lost to the Colts, still feels like they are heads and tails better now that Herbert's injured and Russell Wilson is garbage. He needs to retire 3 years ago. And Raiders don't even seem like they're going to be anywhere near it.
Yeah, this one is all Chiefs. If you can get – I don't know. What are the Chiefs again?
Chiefs are minus. So they actually started this, remember, plus. They were plus 110 to start the season. Now they're minus 110.
I think the Chiefs are easiest money you can get this season.
I think so too.
I think that's the easiest money you can get. No shot.
Outside, unless Patrick Mahomes loses a leg, I don't think there's any way. No.
I was wrong. I thought they were. I was wrong.
Bookmark that moment right there.
Hey.
Bruno just admitted he was wrong.
The best sighted squirrel sometimes loses a nut. It's the opposite of a blind squirrel finds a nut. Sometimes the all-seeing squirrel it misses one.
It's all seeing except for that one.
I blinked. Whatever.
NFC East now. Philly Eagles minus 310. Cowboys plus 430.
Yeah, disgusting. And don't bet on the Cowboys. Don't.
Plus 400. 430.
I don't think the Eagles are.
If Dak just comes back and just, just throwing it.
Yeah. Nah, I think the Eagles do win their division. I don't know if they get to 12 wins like they're predicted to get.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't know if they're that good.
NFC North minus 115 favorites are the Green Bay Packers, the Vikings plus 155, Detroit Lions plus 1,000 as well.
If I was going to take any of them, I'd take the Lions. It's the only value bet I would take, personally.
Devlin?
I like the Vikings.
You like the Vikings?
Mm-hmm. I just don't like the Packers this year.
Yeah.
But on that betting line against the Packers, I don't know.
NFC South, Tampa Bay Bucks minus 340. What's crazy about this is the biggest favorite to win their division.
Tom Brady in a wash division.
Yep. Saints plus 550.
Please, Tom, win a real ring, dude. That's all I got to say, Tom. He's in a fraud division.
8 of them are just not real. That one against the Falcons, maybe it counts. I don't know. NFC West division winner, Los Angeles Rams minus 130, San Francisco 49ers plus 180. I mean, hey, how surprisingly bad has Matt Stafford been? Did he throw a touchdown? I don't know if he threw a touchdown last week.
I have him on my fantasy team.
Cooper Kupp had a 20-yard rushing touchdown.
Well, they're underdogs against the 1-2 Niners next week. So
how crazy is that?
It is crazy
because you wouldn't expect it. Conference winners for the AFC: Buffalo Bills are still the favorite in conference winning, 250 plus 250. The Chiefs plus 400.
Now keep going because I have a
Baltimore Ravens, which is probably the team you want.
Yep,
you're gonna love this value. You're gonna love it. Plus 750.
I like it.
That is in your wheelhouse
if
right
the
there.
Titans aren't there to somehow ruin the Ravens, they'll compete.
And then Miami Dolphins plus 950, which is the one that I like the most. Because if this gets to an AFC championship between the Chiefs and the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill's having 500 yards.
I don't believe in Tyreek like that. You remember that one Super Bowl where he dropped every pass in the history of the universe and world? You remember that one?
Yeah.
What was that? That was against the...
I mean, it's Bucks, I believe.
Yeah, Tom Brady just stolen up. Pat Mahomes gave him that ring.
Running for his life out there. That was. I remember the offensive line was
he was running for his life, and then he would escape and throw it to Tyreek Hill, who was wide open, and Tyreek Hill would go.
That was literally the Super Bowl where everything went wrong. Andy Reid's son killed somebody drunk driving. Yeah, that was like they were destined to lose that game for sure. So where are you taking with the AFC Conference Championship?
I think the Chiefs are my favorite odds in this. Plus 440. I think they are the best team in the AFC. Actually, that's tough. They just lost to the Colts. Bills just lost to. I don't know. That's tough.
Bills lost to the Dolphins.
That's
though,
true.
You know, The Colts loss is ugly for the Chiefs, but that one just, if Travis Kelce catches that ball, if their kicker can make a kick, there's a lot different game going on in that one. NFC Championship winner, the Philadelphia Eagles are your mainstay right now, plus 370. Tampa Bay Bucks plus 400. Green Bay plus 400. Los Angeles Rams plus 600. And the Vikings plus 111. Or
I don't like the odds on any of those teams. It's way too even for the NFC for me to even consider taking those odds. That's just me personally as the sharp in the room, I guess. But
it's the sharp. Okay. So, Devlin, who are you taking?
The Eagles are too good of a team.
They are.
I mean, they're insane.
But are they good enough to beat Brady?
Yeah.
In NFC Championship play?
Do
him and his wife get back together by then?
Ooh, see, now these are the real questions that need to be answered.
She hates him. She hates him.
That's a weird.
The agents have stolen their Twitter accounts. It's over.
Did you see the somebody tweeted before the Green Bay and Tampa Bay game? They said, loser of this game has to talk to their family. Between Brady.
A+ tweet, man. A+ tweet.
I could not believe that's what I saw. But that's so good. That was so good.
That is awesome.
That one got Devlin pretty hard.
Yeah, that's an awesome tweet. I remember seeing that one. That was good.
Oh, that was so good. Super Bowl odds. Outright betting, Buffalo Bills on FanDuel, 500, plus 500 to win it. They have the best odds. Kansas City Chiefs, plus 800. Philadelphia Eagles, plus 850. Tampa Bay, plus 950. Green Bay, plus 1,000. And the Rams, plus 1,400. And for Bruno, the Baltimore Ravens, plus 1,400.
I'm still rocking Ravens.
You like Ravens on that, plus 1,400. I mean, if you believe it.
If there's any year for Lamar to win, it has to be this one, right?
Take all your winnings from the Vandy over and put it on Baltimore right now.
What would that, plus 1,400? So that
what was it? You won 2,500?
2,500. That would end up being around $30,000 if that hit.
It won't let me max bet that. Hold on. Yeah, right a little over 33,000.
Isn't that hilarious? How you see, you underestimate how smart I am. I'm like a calculator. I'm just in my head.
I'm not a math guy. I will never claim to be a math guy. That's why I got into radio, so I don't have to do math. Devlin, where are you at with your Super Bowl?
Give me the Birds. I'll take
You're
Philly.
still rocking the Eagles, huh?
Are you guys out on the Vikings, by the way?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I am.
Is Kirk Cousins going to magically have 5 good primetime games in a row? He can't have 1. No, I'm not on the Vikings.
I'm still going the Eagles here, but
you're just out on Skull.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
It'd be every week Kirk Cousins wins a playoff game is a Minneapolis miracle. 100%.
Nick on Twitter is trying to call a shot right now. He's Babe Ruth pointing, in the bottom of the 7th, pointing at the left field wall. He's thinking the Niners are going to win.
Yeah, that's
plus 1,900.
That's insanity.
Nick, put your mortgage on that.
1,900. You mean 19,000?
1,900.
That's not even enough for the considerate.
The lowest odds, of course, the Texans. The Titans come in at plus 6,000. Good luck, Titans. I don't know if that one's
good luck. Yeah, good luck, dude.
Throw to Traylon Burks more. I don't know. Maybe you should try that.
And then, we're going to figure out Traylon Burks was really just, what's it called? I don't even know what receiver to compare him to.
He's going to be A.J. Brown is what he's going to be. Just not being thrown to enough. He's not being thrown to enough. It's crazy he's not being thrown to enough.
You think he's A.J. Brown?
I think he has the ability to, yeah. He is a physical he looks like A.J. Brown. The way he plays, he looks like A.J. Brown. The way he sits in a Titans jersey, you're like, this guy has that ability. And he's just not being thrown to enough. I know it's wild, but...
That is wild. Because A.J. Brown has proven he's upper echelon.
I think Traylon can be. It's just they're not throwing them. They threw the ball to A.J., though. I don't know what he's got to do to get him to trust him and throw the ball to him. But it's just not happening. We need to go to a break. Before we go to that break, though, football season is underway, so now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just sign up with the promo code TAS, the afternoon stretch, TAS, and there's so many reasons why you should jump on FanDuel. I love it how FanDuel has your favorite bets from money line to point spreads to player props, and you get paid fast. Get those winnings quickly as possible. That's something I really do enjoy. all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. The UI, I talk about the UI of this app. It's user interface, how easy it is to go from putting your same game parlays, putting parlays in. Maybe you don't like something. Maybe you're in the middle of a trend. It's just easy to follow along. And especially if you're new to this, FanDuel makes it so simple. Sign up today with promo code TAS for your no sweat first bet. That promo code again is TAS. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. In the state of Tennessee, you got to be 21 and up and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Wait.
Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. Take a break. Back after this here on the afternoon stretch.
Woo! It's a scorcher out there, but we've got tips that'll keep you chilling this August. Tip number 1, keep your AC in peak condition. Tip number 2, drink lots of fluids. Tip number 3, go for refreshing top prizes up to a cool $1 million by playing all new August Insta games from the Tennessee Lottery. All of these exhilarating games can lead to cold, hard cash. So head to the shade of your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer and enjoy some game-changing fun today.
Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Please play responsibly.
From scholarship and grant programs to providing students with the qualifications and certifications they need to start their professional careers, the Tennessee Lottery has awarded more than $6.5 billion in funding to education programs, and we're proud to play our part. See for yourself how all of the fun of the Tennessee Lottery goes to supporting someone's future and a brighter tomorrow at tnlottery.com.
Be game day ready all season long at NFLShop.com. NFL Shop is your #1 source for the top selection of officially licensed NFL gear. Head over to NFLShop.com today to browse styles from your favorite team and all the players you love. NFL Shop is your ultimate destination for jerseys, t-shirts, headwear, and more. Take your team pride to the next level with the best selection of NFL gear anywhere. To shop now, go to NFLShop.com.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
The Klein Preston Law Group of Nashville is WNSR Nashville Sports Radio's title sponsor of the Atlanta Braves 2022 season. The Klein Preston Law Group has over 2 decades of experience with litigation and transactional practice. Their practice mainly focuses on business law, including business litigation, business structure, and international law. The Klein Preston Law Group has represented clients in the state and federal courts throughout Tennessee to the United States Supreme Court. For more information, go to their website at kleinprestonlaw.com. That's kleinprestonlaw.com.
5-state forecast.
Your exclusive Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR Skyscan forecast. For this afternoon, sun's rays. The sun's rays coming down, a high of 76. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network. On Nashville Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's Rick Bennett.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
A show called The Afternoon Stretch is a stretch. Calling it a show, The Afternoon Stretch.
The afternoon stretch, Bruno Reagan, Devlin McKenzie, Zach Williams here inside the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Cure hotline wide open if you want to jump in, 615-844-5600. I want to talk about something that happened Monday Night Football last night, not so much in the game. One of the last few plays of this game, Sterling Shepard goes out with an ACL tear. Non-contact, just walking down the field. He wasn't even full running at all. It was jogging down the field. Of course, turf field there. Odell Beckham jumped on Twitter underneath a video about this the MetLife Stadium turf that was talked. Odell Beckham on Twitter goes, just get rid of it all. billions made off this game. I can't understand why we can't play on grass. This is rough. Prayers up for my brother. Just hurts my heart. Odell Beckham himself, obviously in the Super Bowl, they're in L.A. on turf, tears his ACL during the Super Bowl. What are your thoughts on that, Bruno, for grass to turf play? It seems like nobody ever wants to play on turf.
I have torn my PCL completely on grass, and I have torn my MCL on turf. I think it's just, what's that effect? A placebo effect where it happens on one thing, so you blame that thing. I've never had an issue with grass or turf. I'll leave it at that. I can't even tell the difference. It's just playing the game for me. But for receivers, where their versatility and their movement are probably a lot more complex, I can't understand their world, and I can see how it could be an issue. And if enough people raise the issue, to me, it's an issue. So,
well, and you see injuries. I mean, I see it from receiver standpoints. That's something that I saw. It was, what's Brandon Marshall's podcast? Was it I Am Athlete? He had him and I think it was Ocho Cinco or whoever else it was that were talking about this. And they asked, what would you rather play on, grass or turf? All of them said grass, 100% grass. They only want to play grass. There is a stadium that is grass, that has grass being played, and that's inside of a dome. That's, of course, Las Vegas. I don't know if y'all have seen how they do that, where they have actual grass inside of their dome playing, but it is wheeled out during the day so it can grow and sunlight and all that light and all that kind of stuff, and then it's wheeled back in. Do you ever see that being – because there is something here. There's something to this where injuries are. I don't know where the analytics show where most of these injuries happen for turf or grass, but players complain about it all the time. It's receivers that complain about the most.
Well, it's business, and who's going to take care of the grass? Turf's probably a lot easier to take care of, so who's going to take care of the grass? You know, I always applaud Georgia for their sleepy grass. You could just fall on it. It's like a pillow. But, you know, they put a lot into preserving it, but that's just one field. You know, are you going to expect every owner to basically add a big cost because you have to keep it up all the time, repair damages. So I'm sure turf's just a lot easier. So from a pure business standpoint, you're never going to get rid of turf, ever.
Yeah.
So sorry, it does suck, and it sucks that a lot of these athletes blame it on turf. But I wonder how much of that is real, you know, because he was just walking. It looks like he gets sniped.
Yes, I've never seen it. If you haven't seen the video, Sterling Shepard is in a slow, not even. I don't even know how to say. He's slowing down while jogging. So he's jogging and coming to a walk. And on his last step, it just like it clings or gets stuck or something in the turf. And you see the turf kick just a little bit, but and he just goes straight down. No contact. No, the ball's not even near him. Plays nowhere near him. Nothing's happening. And he just picks his knee up immediately and falls to the ground. It really was. It's the best way to probably describe it. It was like he did get sniped. Like it was just out of nowhere all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And if a field can do that to you, but I mean, I guess it could have also just been hanging on by a thread, and then I don't know.
No, you notice when it's hanging on by a thread. He probably just tore it all right there, and it just doesn't make sense. That's ligaments, man. Ligaments don't make sense.
They really don't. All right, we are done for the day. Appreciate everybody who jumped in, commented in, watched in, however you did. We appreciate it so much. Braves baseball coming up next. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock, right here on Nashville Sports Radio. Everybody, nobody's told you I love you, and you matter. Have a great night.